All right, what is up, boys? Boys. So this one we're just gonna be talking about basic commands. Basic commands, you can do really anything with commands if you want to. That is completely up to you. First off, I will not be making a server and put it on GitHub for everyone because I feel like you guys should be making your own server and sort of get the hang of Fivem and how it works. With that said, there will be everything I create. We are gonna have a tutorial thing up on GitHub, which will show all my code for every single tutorial. It's just me in a little thing. That is for you guys and mainly so you guys can learn. If you guys just use the code just to use it, I mean, uh, there's not really a fucking. I don't know why. Like, just here's the thing, boys. Here's the thing, okay? I want you guys to learn and not just copy and paste. That's the big thing. If you're here to learn, good. If you're here to copy and paste, honestly, just go to my fucking GitHub and go copy and paste, boy. You feel me? But this one we're gonna be just showing basic commands and how that works. So I'm not even gonna step into server side commands because that's just gonna be a whole shenanigans. But basically, you can register command server side and then trigger a client event, and I probably already lost you guys. But you got to set up your basic stuff. So you would want to create a resource. So for an example, this one is called 5basic because we're talking about basic fucking commands. Okay, very simple, very simple, straight to the point. Get it in your fucking mind. Okay, you have an xfx manifest, which basically on the start of the file, it will start these scripts. So client script, CL main, server script, SV main. Right now, we aren't going to use that. Quick hotkey for you guys. Control and what is this little slash? Slash, yeah. It will comment things out. Makes your life simpler. So really, we're not even going to use this file at all. So yeah, we're just going to be using the client side file, which we're going to show you a few. It's very basic stuff. I'm going to show you how to make a basic car spawning command as well. But first, remember natives, boys. Always learn the natives. If you want to fuck around with commands, just plug in some natives, see what they do. Go ahead, do it. Do it up. That will help you learn, and I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna really boost you up. So with these guys, anything you want to create, anything you create from these tutorials, even if you're just fucking around and you're like, wow, this is sort of dumb, but it's cool at the same time. Feel free to share it. Put in the comments. Put in comments what you did. Put in the Discord what you did. I mean, people like to learn, and I like to see people's progress. So it helps out. You feel me? So getting straight into the coding part, we have our Visual Studio, and you won't have to type anything in the FX main besides game GTA 5 XX version. I'm bad with words, but that word, yep. And then client scripts and then CL main. .lua. Now, in your CL main.lua, you're going to do a few basic things. First off, how the fuck do we register command? First, that is a native. That is a native for Fivem. If we search on Fivem natives, wow, boys, click here, you search up register command, you got it right here. Very easy. So right here, we're gonna also, if you have Fivem Lua, it will pop up right here usually. Register command. Let's name this command test, and we're gonna put a function. Whoops, function. Source. Whoops, source. Args and raw command, and then we're gonna end it. So we have this base command. Right now, if we were to ensure it, it would do absolutely fucking nothing. Brilliant though, right? Am I right? Goddamn genius, guys. So we're going to show you how to use multiple args as well. So in this, we're going to have a lot of if else statements, basically saying if you type this, it will do that. If you don't, it will not do that. It's very simple, but can be very tedious as well. just for how many fucking ifs you have to type, depending how far you want to go. That's up to you. So for us, we could do if args1, which args1 would be, for an example, we could do, let me comment this line out. We could do a command that is test, and then we type, so for an example, test fuck, then it could, this is args1. If we do another space and type in ick, this would be args2, and so on, so on. So if args1 equals, fuck it, let's do fuck, guys. Then we are gonna print, which print is also a native, args1. And this basically is saying, if args1 equals fuck, then it's gonna print fuck. Okay? Very, very easy. Else, print, and this is where we're gonna use quotes for this. No fuck for you. Then we end it. So every if will have a else and end. The end will, you always have to have the end, guys. For an example, if we don't have the end and we saved it and we were to ensure it, in here you would see an error that pops up. Always use your F8 menu on Fivem because it will tell you literally everything. It will tell you what line it is on, which it says right here, cl_main.lua6, unexpected symbol. There you go. And then just from looking at this, you could see, oh, I'm missing an end. You add that end in, guess what? Error goes away. If I do /test, it'll say no fuck for you. If I do test fuck, which this is also the same as my chat box, guess what? It prints fuck. Now, there's also ways you could use these as well. So say we have if args1 equals fuck, then we can do if args2 equals dick, then print args1 args2. Else print args1. So if we do this and then we print test, no fuck for you, fuck, or test fuck dick. There you go. And it will print that for you. Very simple. Obviously I'm not using really any natives in here, but that's more for the car command. So we are going to create a spawning vehicle command, which is relatively simple. So the first thing we're going to have to do is register the command, and we'll name it we'll just name it spawncar because that's easier. And function with source, args, and raw command. End it. Obviously, right here again, you save it. If you went to ensure it, it wouldn't do anything. So we want the player. We want the nice source. So we'll do local player equals get player head, and we'll just do -1. Local player, we'll do p chords equals get entity. Get entity chords of the player. And this is also native. So for get entity chords, right here, get entity chords, and then you pass the entity through. So our entity is the player, so we're passing player through, so it's getting the player's chords, and local is defining what we can call this back at. So if we were to say, I don't know, like for spawning a vehicle, I guess you could say we would create the vehicle with these chords on these chords. So we want the local. So let's do an if statement here because we want to make sure it is a vehicle. If args 1 equals, or is it this? Yeah. So it's right by the tilde. So this is saying if it's not nil, basically. Then it will say we need to get the, so this is going to be a vehicle name. It's going to be a spawn name of a vehicle. So like an adder, LG, BMX, stuff like that. Then we could do a local spawn or model equals, we could do local model equals args1. God, there's extra space in here to piss me off. Okay, so then we do, actually let's do local model get hash key. Get hash key of args1. So get hash key will get the vehicle's hash. So get hash key right here. And it literally tells you it passes the string to a hash. So it will, we pass in adder, it gives us the vehicle hash. Very, very simple. So then we would want to request the model, which luckily I don't have to change this, but requesting the model is also a native. So we're just gonna go in here so we can slowly teach you these. So request the model to get loaded into your memory or your Fivem. When you request the model, we have to make sure it can load. Mainly this would only happen with add-on vehicles, but you would want to do a while statement, which while not as model loaded, do. So has model loaded basically will, well, it checks to see if it's loaded into your memory or not. If it's not, then it's just gonna keep we're gonna set it to wait then, which right here. So there's two types of waits. You could just do wait and then milliseconds, or you could do Fivem, which is citizen dot wait and then the number. Really, I just like typing less, so I just usually do wait, and we'll put 1 and end. So while it is not loaded into your memory, it'll just keep waiting until it is. Very simple. And while statements are also very simple as well. So you could do, there's a lot of while statements. You could do while true, do, while false, do, and all these, while true, you'll have to have a wait in it as well. You have it at the end, beginning, doesn't really matter. Just you have to have it, otherwise it's just gonna crash your game. That's really the end of it. So in here, we have all this. So we would want we could do another local spawn for the vehicle. So this would be after the vehicle is loaded. So local spawn would be, we would be using the create vehicle. The create vehicle native. So in here you can see it basically tells you everything. So the model hash, which is literally just model, X, Y, and Z, we could actually just delete all these and put p chords, or if you want to get technical, you do p chords.x, p chords.y, p chords.z, but I ain't really about that. Heading, we're just gonna put in random heading, so 200 is network. We are gonna use true. Whoops. And p6 is actually, I want to say it's what is it? Oops. Create vehicle. It's a net mission entity. So for this, we're just gonna put false. And then we would want to make sure, so right now, this vehicle would spawn directly on top of you. So if I were to use it, it would spawn directly on top of me, which we could actually show this now. F8, make sure there's no errors, which there is an error. That is because I do not have an end. There we go. The error is gone. So if I do spawn car adder now, CL main global. Oh, get played ped. Player ped, my bad. We all make mistakes, boys. So if I spawn the car, it spawns an adder. Car or spawn car BMX. It'll spawn a BMX. Now, the only problem is, let me open up my admin menu and put in this in no clip. So for an example, if I were to spawn a car now, it spawns on top of me. If I go all the way up in the air, it spawns on top of me. Not saying that's bad, but there's a better way of doing it. We go into here and we see Fivem. We're like, can we have this vehicle on the ground? And yes, you can. If you do set vehicle on ground properly, which is a Fivem native, sets the vehicle on the ground on all wheels. So we pass this through at the end, and we pass the vehicle, which is spawned because it's creating the vehicle. So now we ensure it. Look for the error, no error. If I do the command, oh, that obviously didn't work, boys. But usually, let me menu out of this. Now it would set the vehicle on the ground properly. And obviously you can just get in and drive, but I have a key system, so no, I can't. But that's basically it for basic commands. Just basic commands are just you setting up these commands and putting them into natives, basically. You not putting them into natives, but you using natives to create these. Another thing, I guess, that we could show in here would be registering net events. So a net event is basically an event that you can call. So say we have this one called spawn, or spawn v. You would register this net event and then add a event handler, and then the handler name is the same, and this would be function. So this would be function, let's say, we're changing this spawn car just to take up less and have all this code in here. I mean, you don't really have to, but if you want to, sure. Then you could pass in vehicle, or actually let's pass in chords, and vehicle. So if we're passing in chords and vehicle, we would need to shorten up this code. So we have this, which basically we could drag this all in here, and except we can get rid of the if and this end, bring this all back, which if you hold control and then left bracket, it will move all these back for good formatting. So in here, we would pass the chords through the create vehicle now, and then vehicle into args1. So we would do then, we could mute all this. I like muting it. We're commenting it out. You could delete it if you want. Usually I comment it out because if I fuck up, then I can always go back and see it. But for this, we would do trigger event spawn vehicle, and we would pass, let's see, p chords, and we would pass args1. Now, the reason why it's trigger event is because you are talking client to client. If you were talking client to server, then it would be trigger server event. If you're talking server to client, then it would be trigger client event. When you trigger a client event, though, you got to make sure you're specifying the player ID or source you want it to go back to. But since right now we're talking client to client, so it's just trigger event. And if you're talking server to server, trigger event. Very simple. So we're passing p chords, which would be chords, and then we're passing the vehicle, which is args1. So in reality, we restart this, we check for errors. No errors. On the adder, boom, there we go. That's basically it. You could also do it with functions. So say we comment this out and we create a function. Which creating a function is very simple. It would be function. I guess you could do function. Let's just say spawn v, and then we would want chords and vehicle to pass through it. So in here you just have the end. It doesn't need this because this is already a closed bracket. Then in here we could literally just copy and paste this code because it makes it very easy for us. And we could go up here and it would just be spawn vehicle t chords comma args 1. So now when we restart it, no errors, and we could do spawn the adder, spawn a BMX, which is my favorite thing to drive. I'm just saying, it's really nice. And it's really that simple. If you guys have any good questions, post in the comments, ask in the Discord. If you guys create something sick and just want to show people, post in the Discord, and all that jazz. Other than that, though, we're good. All right, boys. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I'll try to be as helpful as I can. I'm just going to say, though, if you type some real dumb shit, I'm going to type, "What are you talking about, you dumb motherfucker?" And that's all. Also, remember to subscribe. If you're not subscribed, that's fucking yikes, boys. Just fucking subscribe. Help with that one, okay, you little bitch.